Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nahh B podcast. I'm your host, Nahh B. My bad, it's been like a little over a month since my last video. If you haven't been following me, my usual studio, this isn't my usual studio, but my usual studio at home got flooded minorly. It's not like, insane, but it was enough water to, fuck the floor up and, make everything all moldy and, smelly and shit down there. So, it's unusable. I can't fucking work down there like that. But I'm at work now. I'm on my lunch break, and luckily we got a green screen area, which I'm gonna use real quick, and hopefully get this done as quick as possible, and get it edited and posted as soon as I possibly can. But real quick though, before I get started, want to give a quick shout out to my 3 sponsors, starting with Champs Boxing Club. They're my local boxing gym located in Danbury, Connecticut, 128 East Liberty Street. If you're ever local or even in town, or even not that far away, and you're just looking to stop by, look for a dope ass boxing gym to train out of, stop by, check it out. Look for my boy AJ. He's the owner of the gym. Tell him I sent you. He'll get you set up, give you a trial for the day. And yeah, if you like it, he'll get you all set up as as a member. Amazing place, amazing people, all the equipment you could ask for, and just a great environment. All right, next up, my man Smokey Hash. He's located in Cali. He is a maker of CBD products, all products ranging from oils, vapes, lotion, honey, edibles, anything you could ask for. You know what I mean? He'll make it. Even if he's never made it before, if you have an idea, and you message him and ask him to try it out, he'll definitely try to make it for you. But yeah, hit him up on Instagram at Smokey Hash LLC. Message him, send him, tell him I sent you, and he'll definitely get you taken care of. Amazing dude, and he's just all about his patience. You know what I mean? That's it. He's a man for the people, and if you hit him up, you definitely will not be let down. So hit him up, Instagram at Smokey Hash LLC. Next up, my local sports bar, TK's American Cafe. They're my local sports bar, like right down the road from me, from where I live. So of course, that's my usual spot to go to. Home of the best wings in Connecticut, home of the best wings in town, definitely. And I say it all the time, could be the best wings in the world, but we will never know. So you got to come down and try it and give your opinion. Amazing environment, amazing people. Right now, of course, with COVID going on, there's some restrictions, of course, but it's still open. They are now doing dine-in. Not by appointment. You could go in and eat. They'll separate you, from others. It's very sanitary, though. They just installed all these like extra equipment to keep everything nice and clean. But yeah, TK, the owner, he's my man, dude. He's a great dude. He's been supporting me and my podcast throughout this whole thing. And yeah, if you're ever in town, stop by and tell him Nahh B podcast sent you, and he'll definitely hook you up somehow. But all right, let's get right into it. This is gonna be a UFC 251 preview and breakdown. As we all know, it was supposed to be Kamaru Usman taking on Gilbert Burns, but unfortunately, Gilbert tested positive for COVID and had to pull out. But they got Street Jesus, aka Jorge Masvidal. Or actually, they got Jorge Masvidal, aka Street Jesus. It's early in the morning right now, sorry. But they got Jorge to step in on 6 days' notice. It's definitely the fight people wanted to see. Probably not the greatest, decision on Jorge's part or his team, but he definitely got paid what the fuck he wanted. So that's that was his whole thing about it, and it worked. But all right, per usual, as I always do my preview and my prediction and breakdowns, I'm gonna go down the whole card and then break down the main card. So on the main card, the fights on the main card, the main event is going to be the welterweight title bout between Jorge Masvidal, who is 35-13, taking on Kamaru Usman, who is 16-1. The co-main event is the featherweight title bout between Max Holloway, who is 21-5, taking on the champ Alexander Volkanovski, who is 21-1. Before that, it's a bantamweight title bout for the vacant title between Jose Aldo, who is 28-6, taking on Petarian, who is 14-1. Before that, it's a women's strawweight bout. Sorry, it's also a rematch between former champions Jessica Andrade, who is 20-7, taking on the other former champ Rose Namajunas, who is 9-4. And to kick off the main card, it's a women's strawweight bout between Amanda Ribas, who is 9-1, taking on Paige Van Zandt, who is 8-4. And on the prelim card, the featured prelim bout is a light heavyweight bout between Volkan Ozdemir, who is 17-4, taking on Jiri Prochazka, 26-3-1. And before that, it's a welterweight bout between Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos, who is 22-6, taking on Muslim Salikov, who is 16-2. And before that, it's a featherweight bout between Makwan Amirkhani, who is 15-4, taking on Danny Henry, who is 12-3. And to kick off the prelims, it is a lightweight bout between Leandro Santos, who is 17-4, taking on Roman Bogatov, who is 10-0 undefeated. And on the early prelims, the feature early prelim bout is a heavyweight bout between Marcin Tybura, who is 18-6, taking on Alexander Romanov, who is 11-0 undefeated. Before that, it's a women's flyweight bout. Oh no, my bad. It's a men's flyweight bout between Raulina Paiva, who is 19-3, taking on Zalgiz Zumagulov, who is 13-3. Then before that, it's a women's bantamweight bout. That's where I got fucked up. Between Carol Rosa, who is 12-3, and she's taking on Vanessa Mello, who is 10-7. And to kick off the whole night, it's a bantamweight bout between Martin Day, who is 8-3, taking on a returning Davey Grant, who is 11-4. I thought he retired, but UFC has been picking up these motherfuckers left and right to fill up these cards. But anyways, that's the whole card, and per usual, I'm gonna go into the main card and just break down all 5 of those fights. What I think they got to do to win, who I think is gonna win, and how they're gonna win. But the first fight on the main card is the women's strawweight bout between Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. Going into the last 3 fights, starting with Amanda Ribas, her last fight was against Randa Marcos, which she won by unanimous decision in March early this year. Before that, she fought Mackenzie Dern, and she won that by unanimous decision in October of 2019. And before that, she fought Emily Whitmire, and she won that by submission with a rear naked choke in round 2 in June 2019. As for Paige Van Zandt, her last fight was against Roach. Dude, I'm doing it again. I'm fucking up. Paige Van Zandt's last 3 fights, her last fight was against Rachel Ostovich, which she won by submission via armbar in round 2 in January 2019. Before that, she fought Jessica Rose Clark, which she lost by unanimous decision in January 2018. And before that, she fought Michelle Watterson, which she lost by submission via rear naked choke in round 1 of December 2016. Alright, so let's get into the breakdown. In all honesty, dude, I don't even really want to break this one down, mainly because I don't believe this fight should be on the main card of a pay-per-view event. I'm a big fan of Ribas because she's dope, what I mean? This chick's got it all. And she's just a cool-ass person, She's humble, and she gets down. She knows how to bang, bro. That's what she said. But yeah, and I can't stand Paige, bro. She's so fucking annoying right now. If you see her, on her social media and shit, she be doing the most just for attention, bro. And she swears it ain't for attention, but when you fight, last time you fought in 2019, before that 2018, then before that 2016, come on, you're clearly doing it to stay relevant. But anyways, that's neither here or there. But yeah, fucking I can't stand Paige, and I'm all for watching Ribas fuck her shit up, and get her out of the fucking company. Cause alright, I'm gonna move on. But yeah, I don't think they should be the opener of the main card or even on the main card. I think Volkan's fight, which is the the featured prelim bout, I think that should be on this card. I think that should be switching places with this fight, but whatever. Let's get into it. Won't take too long. Both fighters are about the same height. Paige having just an inch height advantage. Paige being 5'4" and Amanda being 5'5". I could have sworn Amanda was at least 5'4", maybe 5'5". No, Amanda's 5'3" actually. Yeah, Paige is 5'4", Amanda's 5'3". But I could have sworn Amanda was at least 5'4" or 5'5". But Amanda has a 1-inch reach advantage, and she lands at over 4.5 significant strikes per minute. And she really knows how to use her reach. She usually has either a significant reach advantage or like a minimal reach advantage, but she usually has it, and she knows how to use that shit. Paige, on the other hand, actually, my bad. But Amanda, she lands over 4.5 significant strikes per minute. You know what I mean? And that's because she knows how to use her reach again. Paige, on the other hand, lands just under 3.5 per minute. And when it comes to shots absorbed, Amanda takes less than 2 per minute, and Paige takes a little less than 3 per minute. When it comes to takedowns, Amanda averages just over 2 in 15 minutes, and Paige just under 1.5. The takedown defense, Amanda's at 85% takedown defense, and Paige is only at 30% takedowns defended. The odds for this fight is like 9-1, favoring Rebas, and I 100% agree with that. Paige is gonna get her fucking ass whooped, bro. But like I said, I don't think this fight should be on the main card unless the UFC is straight up banking on a one-sided ass whooping to open the card, which I could definitely see possible. And they want to push Rebas because she definitely deserves it. And maybe send Paige packing after all the fucking shit she's been talking outside of the cage, talking about how she makes more money being an Instagram model rather than being a UFC fighter. And the UFC ain't they don't like shit like that being said. So but yeah, anyways, like I said, there's not much to break down. I'm not gonna put my heart and soul into this fucking breakdown. Amanda's she's a great on the feet, and it's showing that she's great on the ground. Paige is not great anywhere. She's a very average fighter. It's pretty obvious she used her looks to get where she is. I see Amanda going in there and just picking Paige apart, doing exactly what she wants all fight. Which obviously is my prediction. I'm going with Paige Van Zandt. I'm going with Rebas, obviously, either by TKO or submission in round 1 or 2. But alright, let's fucking move on because I don't want to keep talking about that damn fight. Next fight is the women's strawweight bout between Jessica Andrade taking on Rose Namajunas. Rematch from 2019. Going into the last 3 fights, and Jessica won that first fight, if you don't know. But going into the last 3 fights, starting with Jessica Andrade, her last fight was against Weili Zhang, which she lost by TKO in round 1 in August 2019, and that is when she lost the title. Before that, she fought Rose Namajunas in that first fight. She won by KO in round 2 in May 2019, where she won the title. Before that, she fought Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and she won that fight by KO in round 1 in September 2018. As for Rose, her last fight was against Jessica Andrade, which she lost by KO in round 2 in May 2019. Before that, she fought Joanna Jedrzejczyk, which she won by unanimous decision in April 2018. Defended her title for the first time. And before that, she fought Joanna Jedrzejczyk for the first time and won that by TKO in round 1 in November 2017, and that's when she won the title in the first place. But alright. As for the breakdown, though, Rose is coming in with a 4-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage. Jessica lands just over 6.5 significant strikes per minute, where Rose lands just under 4. When it comes to strikes absorbed, though, Jessica takes more at 5.5 per minute, and Rose just over 3.5. So, Jessica has the better accuracy than Rose, and, Rose has the better striking defense. But we'll get into that in a little bit, though. As for the takedowns, Jessica averages over little 3 in 15 minutes, and Rose in just over 2 in 15 minutes. Jessica with a 76% takedown defense, and Rose with a 46% takedown defense. Alright, so as we know, this fight is a rematch, and the first fight, it has shown who has the better striking between the two, which was Rose. With the accuracy numbers I read earlier, we could go back into that real quick. Like I said, Jessica's accuracy is that mainly because her past opponents they don't have good movement. They try to strike with Jessica for whatever fucking reason. They try to go toe to toe with her, and not use their movement, not stay light on the feet and move around, and that's why Jessica, lands all those fucking crazy power shots, and does damage with them. But yeah, Rose is where Rose is more of a technical and calculated striker who picks and chooses her strikes. And knows how to really put them together and gets out of the way before the counter strikes get thrown. But this fight, Jessica, she's not gonna land no 4 strikes per minute. You know what I mean? I don't fucking think so. Not on Rose. In the first fight, Rose made Jessica miss a lot and even stunned Jessica on the feet about 2 times in the 2 rounds before the fight got stopped. Before she got dropped on her head. Literally, Rose just has to come in with this exact same game plan, come in with the exact same game plan, but this time just stay more at distance, and do not get in too fucking close to get grabbed, for Jessica to grab a hold of Rose and go for the slams again. And I'm pretty certain that is the main focus this time around for Rose. Fight on the outside, pick and pop, move all fight until she starts slowing down, and then go for the kill, but not recklessly, Jessica, on the other hand, she needs to either get a fucking knockdown, which could lead to a knockout, but, either get a knockout or a slam. Again, with chances of anyone getting, 2 slam KOs like that, very recent to each other is very slim. Chances of that happening is not very high. So only way she wins, in my opinion, is by KO. Both have submission victories, but this matchup, I can't see either, getting a submission. If one does, though, I think it would be by Rose, by rear naked choke, or armbar. But, only out of the 2, I would see Rose getting a submission. With that said, though, my prediction is Rose by TKO or decision. I think she does the exact same shit that she did the first fight, where she just picks Jessica apart and get her flustered, pick and pop shots right on the feet. But this time, be much more cautious with getting too close to Jessica, and giving her the opportunity to grab and slam. But again, chances of a fucking slam like that happening ever again, very slim. But yeah, she just got to stay away from getting grabbed, or she has to make Jessica miss all those fucking heavy, overhands and hooks, because those are her shots. That's all she throws when it comes to striking. But yeah, I'm going with Rose, either by TKO or a decision. All right, going into the next fight, it is the bantamweight title bout between Jose Aldo taking on Petr Yan. This is for the vacant bantamweight belt. As you know, Henry Cejudo vacated it and retired after his last defense against Dominic Cruz. I'm not even going to talk more into that. We could talk about that another day. My last episode, I already talked on it, but yeah, I don't need to talk on it again. But yeah, going into the last 3 fights, starting with Petr Yan. His last fight was against Uriah Faber, which he won by knockout in round 3 in December 2019. Before that, he fought Jimmy Rivera. He won that by unanimous decision in June 2019. And for that, he fought John Dodson, and he won that by unanimous decision in February 2019. As for Jose Aldo, he last fought Marlon Moraes in his bantamweight debut, and he lost by split decision in December 2019. A lot of people, including myself, thought he won that fight, round 1 and 3. I thought he won, but the judges thought the other way. 2 judges gave it to Moraes. But before that, Aldo fought Alexander Volkanovski, the now featherweight champ. Aldo lost that by unanimous decision in May 2019. And before that, he fought Renato Moicano, which he won by KO in round 2 in February 2019. All right, going into the breakdown. This is a very fun fucking fight, man. Both stand-up fighters that will have no fucking problem fighting toe-to-toe all fucking fight. I'm a huge Aldo fan. I'm a huge fan of both. More so Aldo, obviously, because the man's a legend in the fucking game. You know what I mean? And Yan, because he's the future. Even if he loses this fight, that's not going to set him back. You know what I mean? He's going to be right back in the fucking picture, no doubt. And I could see him being a future champ. But Yeah, in this matchup, they are both the same height at 5'7". Aldo has a 3-inch reach advantage. And with him now in bantamweight, that'll happen more times than not because Aldo already, even in, featherweight, always had a slight reach advantage. And now in bantamweight, unless he's fighting someone like Sean O'Malley, then he's always going to have the reach advantage in bantamweight. But yeah, styles make fights. Jan, having a boxing background, should know how to work with Aldo's reach, and he should know how to get on the inside because his boxing is pretty fucking crisp. Jan lands over 5.5 significant strikes a minute, and Aldo lands just over 3.5 a minute. But both striking accuracy is just about at 45%. And both average the same amount of strikes absorbed per minute, which is 3.5. When it comes to takedowns, Aldo averages less than 1 a fight, and Jan just under 2. But Aldo has a takedown defense of 91%, and Jan has a takedown defense of 87%. Fucking nuts. So I don't think anyone's gonna be going for takedowns this fight unless they're hurt and they gotta go for it out of desperation. Same for submissions. I see the fight staying on the feet all fight. This fight is it's a straight up young lion versus older lion fight. And I'm not saying Aldo is old because the man is only 32 or 33. It's not like an Anderson Silva case where he started declining at like 38 years old. And I'm not even saying Aldo's declining. He just has a lot of miles on him. Because he's been in the game forever and he's seen the game evolve. Jan is just one of those motherfuckers who's in the evolution that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? He's fucking relentless and can go all fight, and he could do it all, but he chooses to just stay on the feet and just box, come forward, go shot for shot, but always manages to outland and connect with the bigger shots. I use this phrase a lot. I used it in my last episode talking about Gaethje, and I think I was talking about Ferguson. I use this phrase a lot, and I used it in that episode. This motherfucker's like a Terminator, Jan. He takes shots, eats them while smiling at you, and still moves forward. You know what I mean? Aldo is better when he's the one controlling the cage and not getting backed up. This fight is going to be hard to control the cage against someone like Jan, who is always moving forward, and straight right into you. You know what I mean? Aldo, he hasn't been using his leg kicks in a lot of his recent fights. I think in his last fight against Moraes, he used like 1 leg kick in 15 minutes. And he doesn't use them much at all anymore. And that's because he breaks his foot a lot, from using it, using them like crazy when he was younger. And, in the like shuto boxing fights where they could, soccer kick and shit when the opponent is down. If you haven't seen him in those fights, look him up. Because this motherfucker was brutal. He would literally kick motherfuckers' heads off while they were on the ground. But he's been breaking his foot a lot. So in the past couple fights, he's been training with the famous Garcia boxing team. The ones who trained Ryan Garcia, Mikey Garcia, all of them. He's been training with them and getting his boxing fundamentals and his hand sharpened, and has done great things. Since that, like his fight with Stevens and Moicano. Knocked them both out with his boxing. One with a body shot, and one with hands to the head. But Jan, he's a different machine, man. If Aldo wants to just make this into a counter punch fight, he's not gonna win this fight. He's gonna lose this shit. Because Jan doesn't throw single punches. He throws multiple punches and doesn't give you a chance to set up a counter. Like, Aldo needs to be aggressive and hungry this fight, and he really needs to take the fight to Jan, which is easier said than done. But he can't let Jan settle into his zone and, be the one controlling the fight. Aldo needs to mix it up and, just not rely on his boxing all fight. He needs to mix it up. He may not want to, but to beat someone like Jan, he's going to need to chop his legs up, He has no choice. Jan, on the other hand, just needs to be himself, come forward, be relentless, and have fun while he's doing it. You know what I mean? Because when he's having fun, he's fucking dangerous. Again, sorry if you hear the fan on my computer going off. That's fucking annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Again, I don't see either going for takedowns, though. I see it being a stand-up fight. All 25 minutes is a 5-round fight. Aldo needs to mix it up. Jan just needs to be himself, but at the same time, not get too full of himself. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Aldo is still a veteran. He's a veteran. He's a fucking legend. He's been around the block and back. Everybody counted Aldo out against Stevens and Moicano. I did not. I picked Aldo to win both those fights, and I picked him to win both by TKO, and he did. You know what I mean? He's a fucking vet. You can't count him out. He was an underdog for both of those fights too, but the matchups, matchups make fights, and those two, they were very good matchups for Aldo. This one, not so much. But my prediction though, I'm gonna go with Jan, man. As much of a fan I am of Aldo, I think this is just not a good matchup for him. Aldo is like I said, he's best when he's controlling the fight, when he's in the middle of the cage, pushing his opponent back. You know what I mean, and getting his opponents to make mistakes and going for the counters. But again, Jan won't give you the opportunity to set those counters up. I could see Jan countering Aldo's counters, countering his attempts more times than Aldo connecting on his counters. But again, Aldo's a vet and could pull it off by catching Jan slipping. There's many stories of vets taking out the raging up-and-comers, and, this is also a 5-round fight, like I said. Aldo has ton of experience in 5-round fights. Jan does not, But even just in 3-round fights, Jan's cardio has never seemed to die out while moving forward the whole time, you know what I mean? Aldo, on the other hand, has sometimes shown to slow down in rounds 4 and 5. Whether he is winning the first 3 rounds and taking the last 2 rounds off, or he's getting tired. It's one of the two, but it's shown that he's slowed down. But, Jan's a new breed in this division, man, and I think he takes this fight, and I think he takes the belt. Alright, I guess I stopped there and didn't finish the notes for the last 2 fights, but I think I said I was going to just, free flow the last 2 fights. Because there's, not really much that needs to get broken down, especially the main event. But the co-main event is the rematch between Max Holloway and Volkanovski, Alexander Volkanovski, for the featherweight title. Honestly, I don't have to really go into the last 3 fights and go into the the numbers and all that shit. We all know how both these fighters fight. Volkanovski is like another version of Jan, you know what I mean? Just the featherweight version, and more of a powerhouse. But fucking Max fights the same way every fight. He uses his confidence to intimidate you as the fight goes on. He'll just box you. You know what I mean? He'll throw leg kicks, he'll throw head kicks here and there. But more times than not, he's just trying to box you. You know what I mean? Unless he switched that shit up, I don't see this fight going any different than the first fight. In the first fight, I picked Volkanovski to win. I said years ago, when I first got introduced to Volkanovski, I watched his fights before the UFC, and then when I watched his fights in the UFC, I was like, this motherfucker's gonna be a future champion. No fucking doubt about it. I didn't think it was gonna be that quick, but once he got matched up with Holloway that first time, I fucking knew that was gonna fucking happen. There's only one way to beat Holloway. Outstrike him and chop his fucking legs up. In the featherweight division, he's big for that division. He's lanky, long legs. You gotta chop his fucking legs up. You chop his fucking legs up, he's not gonna be able to stand in front of you and, try to go toe for toe. I mean, he's gonna anyways because, he's a tough motherfucker and that's what he does. But the way to beat him is to slow him down, make him more, stationary. And Volkanovski in the first fight, that's what he did. He chopped those legs up, man. I honestly should have gotten the numbers for, the leg kicks that he landed that fight. But, Volkanovski, he's a powerhouse, man. If you don't know, Volkanovski used to weigh 220 or some shit. Some insane weight that he used to walk around at. I think this was before fighting and all that, obviously. But, this motherfucker used to weigh 220 or 240, some crazy shit. I gotta look it up. I'll put it on the screen. But, and now he's fighting at 145. You know what I mean? So he has that power. He has the power to, put people away. Max's chin is just granite, though. You know what I mean? That's the problem. It's hard to put away someone like Max. When he fought Dustin Poirier was hitting him with bombs, and Max was getting like stunned here and there, but he wasn't going out. He didn't get dropped or anything. So I mean, if Volkanovski, gets a TKO or, a KO, that's going to be with one of those, like, flash fucking drops. He's going to, with one of those flash knockdowns, get on top and get the finish. But I can't see it happening. If Max get the win, it's going to be by TKO with the hands. You know what I mean? He'll stun him and, pick him apart from then on until the ref stops it, whether on the feet or on the ground. But I can't see Max, getting the better of Volkanovski. Like, Volkanovski in the first fight, like I said, he figured him out. That's how you beat him. You know what I mean? I did a preview and breakdown episode for when Holloway fought Edgar. And it might not be on YouTube, it might be on, like, CastBox and iTunes, like, audio only. But I did a episode for that fight, and that's, like, how Volkanovski beat Max is exactly how I said that Frankie should have fought him. Stay mobile, chop the legs up, and just keep moving around. But Frankie, he decided to just stay in front of Max more times than not and try to fucking outbox him. And, the reach difference between Frankie and Max is crazy. That was the stupidest thing you could do. Volkanovski, on the other hand, his reach is a lot longer than Frankie's, and, he could fight on the outside with his hands. But, you know what I mean? Max, he has better boxing. He just can't get into a straight-up boxing match. He just needs to, do it all. Chop the legs up, stop Max from fucking moving around. You know what I mean? And do it all 5 rounds. Both of them have the cardio to do it, to go 5 rounds. But, you know what I mean? If Volkanovski chops the legs up right from round 1, you know what I mean? He does it from round 1 and round 2. It's going to be very hard for Max to, stay in front of Volkanovski, chase him down, and try to box him rounds 3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's exactly how I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go very similar to the first fight. I can't see either of them knocking each other out. I see both of them, just being competitive. I see Max just being toughening it out, if I'm saying it right. But I think he's gonna, he's gonna take a lot of damage and just keep coming forward, as he usually does. But I think Volkanovski's gonna get the best of him and, control the fight, all fight. And for my prediction, I think Volkanovski's gonna win again. Obviously, he figured him out. The first fight, he figured him out and made that fight look easy. A lot of people said it was a close fight. I don't know where the fuck y'all got that from, because it was not a close fight. Volkanovski won that shit, unanimous decision, exactly like I thought he would have. You know what I mean? He won 4 out of 5 rounds. But yeah, I'm not saying Max has no fucking chance because it's Max Holloway. You know what I mean? Like I said, he could definitely get the best of Alexander with the hands. Stun him and finish him from then on. But it's hard for me to see that happen. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen Volkanovski get dropped when he fought Chad Mendes, but that was when he was just literally just going toe-to-toe and just banging out with this motherfucker. And that was a straight-up mirror match. You know what I mean? Because they're both built the exact same, fight the same, kind of. But yeah, that was the only time he ever got stunned. And, yeah, he was just trying to put it on a show then. He said he wants to put it on a show now, too. But I think he's definitely smarter than that than to, play into Max's game. But yeah, it's a whole different scenario, whole different situation, whole different scenery. Motherfuckers are fighting with a fucking beach behind them this time. So, who knows, Volkanovski could just take in the sights, look to the side, and get fucking caught with a fucking 2-piece real quick. But, yeah, who knows? Who knows what could happen, but my prediction is I'm going with Volkanovski by unanimous decision. Alright, going into the main event. Another fight I didn't take notes for because Jorge's taking this fight on 6 days' notice. I don't need to go into the statistics and the numbers and the last 3 fights. You know what I mean? Real quick, I could just say the last 3 fights. Kamaru's last fight was against Colby Covington. He won that by TKO. Before that is when he fought Tyron Woodley. He won that by unanimous decision, where he won the title. And before that, I believe he fought Damian Maia. I believe. I could be wrong, but I didn't take the notes. As for Jorge, his last fight was against Diaz, which he won by TKO, Dr. Stoppage. Before that, he fought Ben Askren, which he won by knockout in 5 seconds. And before that, he fought Darren Till, which he knocked out. But yeah, as for the numbers and shit, statistics, strikes landed and all this shit, I'm not going to go into that because Jorge's taking this fight on 6 days' notice. You know what I mean? The cardio's not going to be there. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Jorge's been living his best life recently. If he's been, been staying ready on the side, in case they, call him, I don't know. But he hasn't been posting anything about him training and shit recently that I've seen, at least. And taking a 6-day short notice fight against someone like Kamaru Usman, that's the worst fucking type of fighter that you could take short notice fights against. It's not a good idea, man. And the fucking casuals, man, and the fucking UFC community, the fan community, not even MMA community, just the UFC community, bro. These fans are so fucking fickle, bro. Like, a year ago, 2 years ago, these are the same motherfuckers that are calling Jorge a journeyman and, overrated, this and that. And now, you know what I mean, all these motherfuckers are saying he's going to go in there and he's going to knock Usman out in a round. Or, and that's what he has. That's all he has. That's the only way he's going to win this fight is by knockout in the first round. Even if it goes to the second round, he's fucked. He has to win this fight in the first round by knockout. All Usman has to do is take him down in that first round right away. He has to take him down and make him hold his weight up that whole round. Smother him, like, first 10 seconds. Take him down. And for 4 minutes and 50 seconds, keep him down and smother him. Make him hold your weight up. And then fucking once round 2 starts and this motherfucker can't even fucking put his hands up. If he can't put his hands up, he's not going to be able to fucking throw. You know what I mean? Not as proper as he, could if he wasn't tired. You know what I mean? Obviously. That's just fucking common sense. If he goes in there, if Usman tries to go in there and fight him like he fought Colby, then, he could get knocked the fuck out. But that's in the first round. You know what I mean? If he goes in there, tries like how he started the fight against Colby, the motherfucker just went right into the middle of the cage and started throwing. He can't do that. He cannot do that, especially right in the beginning of the fucking fight, where, Masvidal has all his stamina. Usman has to take him down. That's it. He has to take him down, beat him up on the ground, and make him hold his fucking weight up all first round. And then, you know what I mean? Maybe do it again the whole second round. Do it again the whole second round. If you do it 2 rounds in a fucking row, bruh, he's done. He's done for those next 3 rounds. It won't go past round 4 if that happens. Yeah, fucking, like, if he does that, you know what I mean? He takes him down for 2 straight rounds, makes him hold his weight up. Then rounds 3, 4, and 5, if it gets to that far, then he could, strike with him all he fucking wants. Not crazy, but he could definitely strike with him and, feel comfortable doing it. Knowing that Jorge is not going to be able to throw, his 3-piece and sodas. You know what I mean? He'll probably be only be able to throw, like, 2 pieces, tops. You know what I'm saying? No soda. Just 2 pieces. Straight up bodega prices. You know what I mean? But yeah, fucking, that's the only way I see Jorge winning this. A fight on 6 days' notice against Kamaru Usman, It's like someone taking a fight 5 days' notice against Khabib. You know what I mean? Stupid. Stupidest thing you could do. Not smart at all. Not smart at all. Kamaru's he's a cardio machine. You know what I mean? And he's been prepared. He's been getting prepared for a fight. So he's ready for a 5-round fight. And he's the champion, so all fights gonna be 5 rounds anyways. Yeah, I don't know, man. But Jorge, I like Jorge a lot. He's dope as fuck, fun to watch, and fun to follow. He's just a dope ass dude. It would be cool as shit to see him win. Even though it'll turn the whole welterweight division upside down. and fuck everything up. And Dana would probably try to fucking match him up against Conor right away if he wins. But yeah, it'd be cool to see him win. I don't see it happening. This is a horrible, horrible person to take on short notice. Like, if it was like 2 weeks short notice, even still, that's still fucking bad. Someone like Kamaru Usman. But 6 fucking days, bro. Come on, man. But he did it for the money. That's his whole thing. He doesn't. I don't even think he cares for the title. In all honesty, Jorge's. You know, what I mean, he's a real motherfucker. He don't give a fuck about belts. You know, what I mean, he's doing this to put food on the table. He's doing this for the money, and I know he definitely got either what he asked for or very close to what he asked for if he took this fight. You know, and I heard he just signed a new multi-fight contract, so he definitely got, you know, what he was asking for in a way. And I think that's just why he's doing it, you know. This is just a payday for him. I don't think he really cares for the fucking title. And a lot of these motherfucking fans out there don't see this. They're so fucking fickle, bro. These goddamn UFC fans. Like, a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. A lot of them. It's like, they're like WWE fans, bro. It's like, it's so fucking weird, bro. These motherfuckers think like Jorge is like the Undertaker popping up out of the grave one day notice and could just go in the ring and chokeslam a motherfucker through the fucking cage mat. You know what I mean? And win the title. Like, no, motherfucker, this is real shit. This is real shit. This is where cardio really comes into play and matters. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers living in a fucking fantasy world if you think that he's just gonna go in there and just, you know, have his way with Kamaru and just knock him out in the first round just because he's a knockout artist and that's what he does. And because you like him. No, motherfucker, no. And if you betting money with that kind of mindset, you fucking stupid. You are stupid. Jorge's only like he's a plus 230 underdog, which is crazy. He should be like a plus 400, plus 500 underdog. So if motherfuckers gonna bet anything, you better bet that money on Kamaru, because Kamaru's only a minus 230 favorite. Minus 230 against a guy that he's fighting on, that's taking the fight on 6 days notice. Insane. So I usually don't do betting advice because I don't like people, you know, putting money on shit that, you know, that I say. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Like, if I'm betting my own shit, that's whatever. But if other people's betting my shit, I'm not gonna say to do it. If you're gonna listen and then do it on your own, that's whatever. But I would never tell you to do it. But this is the one and only time that I will fucking say, if you're gonna fucking bet money on this fucking fight, you better fucking bet the house on Kamaru. Minus 230, bro. You better, like, if you're doing it by like the units, you have like a unit bankroll and shit. You better bet like 5 units on Kamaru, cause that's a good fucking bet. But hey, man, like I said, this is the UFC. Anything can fucking happen, of course. You know what I mean? And I've looked stupid before when I said nothing, that something's not gonna happen and fucking shit happened. I've looked stupid before. But hey, man, I speak with facts. I don't speak with the heart. When I do speak with the heart, you know, I'm biased as fuck. You know what I mean? In this whole card, I don't really have like super favorites. So this whole breakdown episode, I wasn't biased. Everything was just straight up, you know, breakdown. You know, I like both of these fighters though, Kamaru and Masvidal. Kamaru, you know, he gets a lot more hate because, you know, they think he's a little cringier and a boring fighter. I don't know how the fuck he's a boring fighter when he fucking completely dominates his fights. You know what I mean? But again, that goes back to the fucking fickle ass UFC fans. These motherfuckers don't know what they watching. They just want to watch motherfuckers get knocked out. They don't want to watch takedowns. They don't want to watch domination. They don't want to watch, you know, control. They just want to watch a kickboxing match or a boxing match. But, you know, they don't want to go watch boxing or kickboxing events. They want to fucking watch MMA and complain about MMA being MMA. But I'm not going to get too much into that. We'll talk about that another day. I'm just happy that I was able to get this fucking episode done. Thank God. I only spent a little less than an hour. So that's fucking cool. My breaks are only 45 minutes, so I'll stay an extra 15 minutes today at work. But yeah, I'm happy as fuck I got this done for you guys. I'm gonna get this edited and finished and posted later on today, hopefully. If not today, definitely tomorrow, which is Thursday, to give you guys at least 2 days to watch this. Share it a couple times if you can. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, guys, this was my UFC 251 preview, prediction, and breakdown episode. This is Nahh B Podcast. I'm your host, Nahh B. Thanks for listening, and sorry again it took like a month since the last episode, but hopefully I get my studio situation situated and fixed up, and we'll get right back on the grind, guys. I promise you this is not going to be, it's not going to be like this for a long time. Once my studio's fixed up and ready to go, I'm getting right back into it every week. But yeah, I wanted to get signed out for you guys. I know it's been a while. I apologize, but again, thank you guys for sticking with me. This is Nahh B Podcast. I'm your host, Nahh B. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the event on Saturday, guys. Peace, and stay safe out there.